Hello everyone, welcome to Blues Fans TV. I did my hair all curly for you. I don't know if you like it or not. It's a bit blonde at the moment. I'm gonna go back brunette soon. Sadly, the lighting on this StreamYard isn't the best. I've got my full lights on. It's not even dark outside. But fingers crossed I can do like a daytime one for you soon. Just wanted to come on and give you my post-match analysis of yesterday's performance. Oh dear God, I just can't believe that we lost that game. Well, I can't believe it, and it's quite obvious. It's obvious why we lost it. But when you've spent so much money on building your up front to be so good, and the defence ruins it, that for me is crazy. I want to start on the positives because, you know, oh God, everyone's Kepa out. Hello, everyone. Look at this. I'm just going to put some comments up on here so you can see what everybody's saying. But I will start with some positives here. And I do want to give a special mention to Werner, finally on the Premier League goal sheet, which is fantastic. I thought both his goals were phenomenal, actually, especially his first goal. Crazy stuff. Running around defenders. You know, that's something that I probably saw last in maybe Diego Costa. I thought he was fantastic yesterday for the most part. We can talk about Havertz in a minute, although his goal where they linked up together was fantastic. I think he was at fault for one of the goals slightly at the back, but I might be wrong on that. I have to watch the highlights again. But yeah, I mean, I thought fantastic for our new signings to get on the score sheet. They're clearly linking up well together. For me, they are sort of, it's like it's watching two different classes of football, of players rather, each at the end of the pitch. Which, oh, hold on, Alfred, I like your comment there. We'll put that up there. But yeah, I completely agree with what Alfred's just said. Once we do sort our defence out, we're going to be so dangerous, because if we had a defence that was as strong as our forwards, we're practically playing very similar to Liverpool, I would think. Well, Liverpool when they won the league, although that might be a bit ambitious. But yeah, I thought we were really, really, really good up front, and the defence just completely let us down. We'll talk about Kepa first. Oh, actually, no, got mentioned Ziyech. Ziyech made his first debut, which is fantastic. I think he was doing a little video. If you got to head over to Chelsea's Instagram, he reflects on what they call a difficult debut. But, you know, yeah, not the best game to start your first game in the Premier League. But, you know, good that he's back fit and everything. Sorry. But, yeah, you know, massive shame at the back. And we'll talk about Kepa in a sec. Well, actually, we'll talk about him now, shall we? God, I don't know what he's doing for that first goal. Completely misplaces the ball. Makes it so easy for Southampton to run around us. You know, Southampton have got some very good players. I mean, if you look at the likes of Danny Ings, for instance, he's always prone to scoring a goal. And those are the type of players that our defence should be marking. And for some reason, we don't have that in us. I don't see that in Christensen. I don't see that in Zuma so much. He's always sort of prone to making the odd mistake here and there. And Kepa, for instance, I have no idea why he's in the team. I don't think that Frank can justify him being back in the team. I'm going to meet Sammy tomorrow, and we're going to do some videos on the defence and on our goalkeeper. And I'm thinking about doing a video which is going to be sort of 5 reasons why Kepa shouldn't be allowed back in the team this season. And I don't want to be too harsh. I think he has had some like sort of family issues and everything here and there. But at the end of the day, you're sort of there to do a job. And I think it's been like this from the get-go. I think whether you're talking about his attitude at Wembley, whether you're talking about his lack of concentration, he's passing the ball to the opposition, he's not able to catch the ball, little things like that cost us goals. And yeah, I think the defence do get a little less slack than him. I'm not sure if that should be allowed. I'm not sure if that's fair. But he just isn't up to standard, whether the defence are or not. Nipun, hello, darling. Mendy would have saved Adam's goal. I think Mendy would have been a much better option. Not sure why he didn't play. Is he injured? Should I know that? I suppose in a way they feel like they have to play Kepa, or somebody feels like they have to put Kepa in the team, whether it's Frank, whether he's getting pressure from above because of how much he cost. Kepa, I think I actually did a video on this before. Kepa said that he was surprised to get dropped He's never thought that would happen in his career, but I don't know why you'd be surprised when your performances haven't been up to scratch, to be honest. I mean, let's look at it in retrospect here. I mean, I'm going to discuss this in further detail. But if you look at the Premier League over the years, normally every team has stuck with one goalkeeper until I think really Pep Guardiola came in and Jurgen Klopp came in when Joe Hart suddenly was out. Who was Liverpool's keeper when he really messed up in the Champions League final? I'm struggling with the name here, guys. I'm not the biggest Liverpool supporter, but if you could help me out with that. I know that was sort of the end of his sort of Liverpool career there. But, you know, I think teams are now not as reluctant to replace keepers, no matter what the cost. You never want to keep changing your yes, Carriers, that's it. Thank you. I've been trying to place it all day. But you know, it's a little bit difficult to keep defending Kepa, and I think if you have to change the goalkeeper, you have to do it regardless of how much they cost, you know. Here we go. Yep, so sorry. You can get your Chelsea gear here and support the channel by using our link. So please click on this link here if you would like to get a little bit more Chelsea gear, memorabilia, things like that. A few kit bags. And then I will just put this one up as well. You can get Football Manager 21 early and cheap by using our code and our link. So we'll leave that here in the description as well if you want to click on that one. That'll be fantastic, and also obviously gets you guys a little bit of discount. Let me have a little look here. Look at, for God's sake, guys, why do you always ask me these things in life? This has nothing to do with football, but I'll happily answer you. I upload 2 to 3 times a day, so there's stuff now. There's stuff all the time. So all you have to do is subscribe. I think my link is Sophie Rose Official Blue, onlyfans.com/Sophie Rose Official Blue. I'll put it in here for you guys. Okay, Sophie, you should do some Football Manager gameplay. You know, I really wish I could, guys. I'm just not a lad and I suck. And that's not to say women can't do it. Of course they can, but I'm just not going to lie to you. I'm more of a presenter than a player. Okay, interesting one here from Bougie13. Frank out. You know what? I'll stick up for some people. Stick up for Sarri, maybe not. If this was Sarri and this was the start of his Chelsea campaign this year, we would all be slating him 100%. Although I don't think this is Chelsea's all-round play. I think this is one specific area of the field that I think Frank knows we need to improve. Although we did bring in Silva, we did bring in Ben Chilwell. I think Ben is still a good signing. Silva maybe hasn't been living up to expectation, but again, he hasn't played in the Premier League before. The good thing about Ben is that obviously he has got Premier League experience, which a lot of the other signings don't. However, that hasn't been a problem for Havertz and Werner so far. And I knew as soon as Werner got his first goal, I expected him to bang in a lot more goals, which I think he will do. I don't think that we can completely discredit Frank just yet. You know, it is only the middle of October. We have only started the season. If by Christmas we really are struggling, you know, we could be in Man United's position. Let's not forget Liverpool also drew against Everton. Fine, that Henderson goal should have 100% been allowed. I'm not sure who was ruling VAR there. That is craziness. But sort of worked in our favour. And even them getting thrashed by Aston Villa is just unheard of normally. I don't think I read they haven't conceded that many goals since, I want to say 1963. I think that's right. Might be wrong, but I'll check my stats on that one. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Let's have a look here. Havertz, Zuma, and poor defending cost Chelsea, not Kepa. Okay. Yeah, which is interesting on the Havertz side, seeing as he was able to bang in a goal at the other end. Although I don't think you can not put Kepa at fault for that first goal. I mean, let's be honest here, you know, but obviously people will blame Kepa in a lot of circumstances anyway. I think Chelsea will improve once Gilmour is fit. Kante, Kovacic or Jorginho. It's not working. Yeah, strange one. Billy Gilmour's a bit of a different one, really, I think. He's one of those kids that we were talking about for so long. Finally bought him. big thing for Chelsea to do, I think, by a player from Scotland. But yeah, I do think he will come back into the team. I do think Frank will put him in the team, but I hope, obviously, Frank is still manager to do that, because I think he's the only manager that will do that. I think a lot of the other managers wouldn't even consider putting in a kid at his age. We're just not that sort of club, sadly. Let me have a look. Just passing through your other. Hi, Habib. Thank you. I love you too. I love all my fans. You're all amazing. Thank you for supporting our channel, especially during the pandemic. That was amazing. Yeah, please join our Patreon. You can join in our live call-in after the game. So if you want to have your views heard, obviously we're not able to see you at the stadium at the moment due to the pandemic, but you can phone in and give us all of your thoughts, of course. David, if I'm not Lampard out, but if he doesn't sort our defence, I think he should go. Yeah, I mean, it's quite hard when you've obviously spent so much money. I mean, we spent around 200 million in the transfer window, so to not sort that sort of centre-back position out properly is crazy. I think Dave, obviously, Azpilicueta is an amazing player, but he is sort of past his time now, and I think that happens. That happened with Ivanovic. It's going to happen with a lot of players. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to read through all your questions. Hello to Sudan. Hello. Thank you for watching all the way across the world. Lampard is going to bench Pulisic or Ziyech in order to play Mount. Yeah, you know, Mason Mount is a major favourite of Frank Lampard's, quite clearly. I think Mason makes a massive effort. I don't think he is a bad choice. I think he's a great player for Chelsea to have, whether you think he's, you know, at that really high top level or not. I think he's had more good games for Chelsea than bad. What is going on with Rudiger? I don't actually know here, guys. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm not sure whether he's got a slight injury or is just not favoured yet. But even if you look at the likes of, say, Tomori last season, he scored an amazing goal in the cup game and then he just wasn't favoured at all for the rest of the season. So it's a bit of a strange one. But I will address that I'll address the whole defence in tomorrow's video, so I don't want to give too much away just right now. Mark G, I don't know now. Lampard out, I think yes. Oh, you know, I don't want to say Frank Lampard out yet. I think that's too soon. We can't be biased, of course. We have to be completely honest. And we can't defend him if we do think he gets the team wrong or whatever. But at the moment, I do think it's a specific part of the field that is sort of out of his control, unless he's going to completely change the system at the back altogether, and we're going to completely change our formation. I don't know how he's going to resolve it, but let's see what he does for the Champions League. That's a huge game. Chelsea fanatic. Hi, Sophie. You're looking good as always. Thank you. I feel a bit ugly today, but you know, still so. Anyway, guys, just quickly also, please don't forget to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/BluesFansTV to keep up to date with all of our videos. Sadly, my personal account got hacked months ago and I haven't been able to go back on. But we do still have the channel account up and running, so please do follow that for all the latest updates and all of our videos. Give Giroud a chance, maybe with 2-striker formation would be lethal. You know, I think that's actually quite a good idea. We've got quite a good up front now. We've got good up front options. I'm happy with how our front three are doing, not for the most part. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how Werner and Giroud link up. Vice versa, maybe Tammy and Werner, although we did see that the other day and didn't really see any goals there. But you know, it was more of our defence scoring the goals. So I'm not sure if he just has to get the right partnership, I think, if he's going to do that. But Chelsea aren't really a fan of playing two up front. We're starting to do it more often now, but we're not. We've always sort of had that one main striker, whether it be Drogba or Costa. As a neutral, I think Giroud is top quality. Yeah, you know, he is. I don't know whether you think he's a bench player or not. I mean, either way, I'm happy. I want a bench striker in the team. I want a backup. I want a player that can come on in the 80th minute and score an 88th minute winner, score a 90 plus 4 minute winner. I want that in the team as well. You know, I don't think you can ever have enough options for goals in the team. I think we should always try and have good backups. The problem is we haven't had that. I think Michy Batshuayi is not favoured at all. He wasn't a good backup. So, you know, yeah, I'm happy sort of where things are at the moment. Do you think hello Elliot, do you think Michy Batshuayi was hard done by? Never played back-to-back games at Chelsea. I don't think any of the managers liked him. I think any manager that came in didn't like him. I think they don't think he's good enough. That's the only explanation as to why you wouldn't play him. Yes, he scored a couple of good goals. One of my favourite was at Atletico Madrid, but he's not a favoured striker. So, you know, I think we should just get over the whole hope of even having him playing in the team, to be honest. How are you doing, gorgeous? I'm good, doing all right. I went to the gym. I went to the gym in my little place here. I'm not allowed to leave my house currently, so I'm sort of just stuck here, sadly. But yeah, I did a couple of little home, what do you call it, like home little videos on 9gym stuff. So yes, my bedroom is a little bit small, but I put out a little mat, and I've just been doing some little home workouts, really. Okay then. Lampard played Mount as LW and Pulisic right wing. Can somebody explain why? I can't explain that, actually. I think he's going to change up the system a lot this season. And that's probably because we've got quite a few options now in the midfield. But that's why I said I don't think that's our problem. I think we've resolved that. We've finally resolved our forward situation. What we haven't resolved is our defence. We've tried to. I think we've got a decent left back finally. But as for our centre backs, the right hand side, I think we're in a bit of a pickle, which is obviously costing us goals. No way should we have let in 3 goals yesterday. We need to revert Aspie to CB. Yeah, I think Dave will be better at centre back. The problem with Dave is, and I don't want to be too harsh on him, although I do think he is a little bit past his time, but he will be going down as one of Chelsea's greatest players. I 100% believe that. And he's been a fantastic servant, just as Ivanovic was, until he sort of lost it a bit to the end. What was I saying? Yeah, with Dave, we've had him at. He's always been a right back. He was brought into Chelsea as a right back. We moved him to left back. He played left back, but then we moved him into the centre. Then we moved him to right, back into the centre, and now he's back on the right. Like, you don't really want to mess with a player's mentality that much. I mean, I'd be confused because from what I can see, a lot of the goals he's letting in is because he's drifting into the centre, which you naturally would do if you played as a centre back the season before. So I don't actually think a lot of it isn't Dave's fault, but yeah, I would prefer him to be a centre back than a right back now, 100%. Right, haven't heard of this player. I will speak to Sally about that tomorrow. I'm not going to lie to you. If I don't know the player, I won't tell you. But I don't think Chelsea are going to do a lot of business in the January transfer window. Maybe the odd one signing, but we've spent so much money already. I'm not sure we can afford to spend any more money without players going out, basically. Tammy or Giroud, who would be Frank's second choice? A couple more questions, guys, before I go. Tammy Giroud, who would be Frank's second choice? I think Tammy is Frank's second choice. I think Giroud would probably be a better second choice, and I think he probably would work better with Werner. If you look at Giroud often links up very well with players that are sort of his level, which is why, I mean, even with when Hazard was in the team, he linked up quite well with him at the front. So I think Giroud, it relies better on who he can play well with. Even if he's not scoring a goal, he can still help up front. As well as I don't think Tammy offers that same thing. But if Frank sees something in Tammy, then 100% he does, you know. Thanks for joining us, Haval. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. I've loved seeing you. Lamps should give Rudiger a chance, darling. Yes, absolutely. But even he had a couple of bad games for a while. I think are they just rotating with who's less bad than the other? It's not like you're choosing who's the best player so much. It's a bit weird. You're sort of choosing between who is going to cost us less goals rather than no goals, because I think everybody at the moment is prone to conceding a goal. Can't put that up there. I would be very surprised if we got this player. And also next summer is so far along. You know, sometimes Chelsea say they're going to have they're going to invest in players. It never happens. I mean, even look at the whole Declan Rice thing. That was sort of all talk, never happened. And then we end up just signing some random player out of nowhere. So, you know, this year was the first year I think we actually signed players. We were linked with Sancho for years, and that never happened. So, until we get to at least January, I'm not going to go into next summer properly. What should be done to fix? One more question then, guys, before I go. What should be done to fix the defensive problems, because these errors are caused by high pressing, which leave gaps at the back? Yeah, you know, it's something that I think Frank obviously has to work on as a manager. He will have to work with players that haven't played in the Premier League before, like Silva, although he's probably one of the most experienced players on the pitch, or can be one of the most experienced players on the pitch. I think we've got our left back situation sorted more or less. But our centre backs, I'm not sure we know which is the right partnership, and I don't think Frank knows which is the right partnership there. Without changing the system and moving Dave into the middle, who's to say that even would matter? Do you think it would have won if Mendy was in goal? I'm not sure about one. I do think the Kepa goal, the first goal, would have been avoided. That's my honest opinion. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. We're never going to know the answer to that question because he wasn't on the pitch. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure, to be honest, guys. We should have brought Black or thoughts on Mendy. I think Mendy will be a good goalkeeper. I haven't seen enough of him yet. Oblak, I think, would have been incredibly ambitious. I was surprised we were linked with him in the first place. He's captain of his team anyway, and he's a great goalkeeper. But yeah, I was surprised that we were even linked with him in the first place. Although it would have been obviously a great signing. Okay, one more question then, guys, before I go. Hold on, we will do. Yes, I am doing customs today. Oh no, where did the question go? Okay, last question. Dorian, hello, darling. Zuma is so bad, very shaky, Sophie. Yeah, you know what? The thing is with Zuma, I think before his injury, he was fantastic, and we all saw how bad that was. And he was out for about 8 months. Couldn't get back into the team. Was sent out on loan to Stoke, etc. Pretty sure it was Stoke. And then, you know, since he's come back, he's never been the same player. However, you have to look at also Zuma's positives. He makes the odd mistake which costs goals, but he also has the ability to tackle inside the box without creating a foul and causing a penalty. He's done that a couple of times in the last few games. I think you have to look at the highlights to see that. But yeah, even Chelsea posted it on their Instagram, one of his tackles. It's just crazy how he can do that, because he's such a big lad as well. The fact that he can do that and stop the player from going further forward and putting the ball in the back of the net, I think is amazing. So he does have a lot of flaws, but he also has a lot of good qualities. I think it's about getting the right person next to him as well. I don't think Christensen is the answer to that. We'll have to see. I'm interested to see how we play in the Champions League on Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday, for instance. I'm so weird. I'm sort of stuck inside my house at the moment. So as soon as I'm allowed to leave, that'll be great. But luckily the football's on TV, which is brilliant. Anyway, guys, it was lovely. I want Oscar back. Oh, those were the days. I used to be obsessed with him when I was younger. So many years ago now, wasn't it? I think he still plays in China, doesn't he? But God knows anyway. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream today. I will try and do a lot more of these. As I said, I'm stuck inside. So it's great to speak to all of you. But yes, please do have a look in the link in the description below if you want to have discounts on Football Manager. That's all there for you. And yes, Lauren's is coming up tomorrow with a preview of the Champions League game, which is going to be incredibly exciting. I love the Champions League. It's my favourite competition. Do I think we have a chance? I'm a little bit worried. but yeah, let's see how it goes and sort of judge the group stages from there, shall we? Anyway, do leave your comments below. If there's any other videos that you do want to see during this time, obviously we are limited with resources and what we can do. That's why we're having to do streams or very soon.